The ability to be able to generate physical layer diagnostics for the factory floor can be a huge advantage for any automation system. Let me show you how easy they can be. So as you can see, here's our current automation architecture that we want to add the diagnostics to. The first step would be go to Topology view. And here are all the Profinet devices we want to add into this diagnostic capability. So we have the 315 master here, and what I need to do is actually make the physical P1 to P2 connections for all the devices and have them do it exactly correct. So ultimately choose the master's first connection and take that to the KP8 and do the exact same thing from the E2200SP to the KP8. So now what I've done is I've actually done a physical connection from this master 315 to the KP8 and from the KP8 to the E2200SP. Now the next step would be is go to the network view, double click, right click on the master CPU and find the activate system diagnostics, check on that. Go to the PLC, master, and click the download arrow button. At this point, we're going to do a compilation of all the error handling blocks for the system diagnostics, as well as the data blocks that have all the messages in them. So ultimately, if you look at the automation architecture over here, we can generate diagnostics for the channel layer. So let's say, for instance, a wire break to a module failure. We could even have an entire rack failure or another physical layer diagnostic, including HMI and even the master. Any kind of diagnostic can be automatically generated, and you don't have to write one line of code to achieve this. Also, at the exact same time, all the partner port connections on Profinet are also going to be compiled as well. Now that we're finished, we can click the load button. Now it's going to load all this information down to the CPU. I can click finished. Now I can give focus back to the main CPU and click go online. The way you'll know that is you get orange bars across the entire top of the software at this point. And then I can go over to Topology view as well. Here I can see all the physical connection between all the field devices, and everything's green, and I got a check mark, everything's fine. All I have to do now is create a physical layer fault. I'm going to pull Profinet at E2200SP. I'll physically see a red connection between the two, and there's all kinds of error handling going on in the background. All I have to do now is double click on the E2200SP's icon. Go directly to his diagnostic status. It clearly states it's not reachable. Go back to Device and Networks, double click on the KP8s, go to his diagnostic status, there's an error, and go to Communication Diagnostics, and he'll clearly tell me on that very specific port there is a fault as well. So ultimately the system has told me between the KP8 and the E2200SP there is a physical layer problem. All now I have to do is go out to the machine, find that problem, solve it, and you can get your machine up and running. At this point, if I actually do plug the port into the wrong partner port, the software tool and the communication diagnostic stats will even tell us that. I was able to accomplish all this in just a matter of minutes. Now that's engineering efficiency.